Hi there, it's Sarah Furness, and if you've seen any of my content before, you'll know I'm a huge fan of unitasking. And unitasking is focusing on one thing at a time and choosing what that one thing is. So prioritizing your really high value work and giving your full attention to it so that you perform better and feel less stressed. However, I realize that it is not very realistic that you're going to unitask all day, every day. For a start, it's probably quite difficult to go throughout an entire day without being distracted. And we don't necessarily benefit from being locked away in isolation. You know, we actually are human beings that benefit from social interaction. And there are some tasks that are more collaborative and don't necessarily benefit from you being kind of locked away and doing deep work. So I'm not advocating that you try and unitask all day, every day. And to get the most out of unitasking, I want to share 2 tips with you. The first one is decide what that task is going to be. So when I unitask on preparing and rehearsing my speeches. That is my really high value task, and I know I need to give it my full commitment. If I try and do it when I'm kind of 50% Sarah, I won't get the best result. So I know that's the task that is really high value and will benefit most from me giving it my full attention. There might be other tasks which are also urgent and important, but you might not need to be at 100%. So, for example, generally doing a bit of email administration, you probably don't need to be at 100% unless it's a very, very important email. So first of all, match the task and make sure it is a high value task that you want to give your very best performance in, and you want to be on your A game. And that brings me on to the second point. The second point is match unitasking to a high energy time of day. So a lot of this comes down to energy management. So I will do my unitasking in the morning because I know that is when I have got most energy and I've got most willpower, I suppose, most motivation. Motivation does drain throughout the day, and it is hard to focus on one thing. So you're best to attack these unitasking tasks when you've got lots of willpower, lots of motivation, and you've got lots of energy. For most people, that's in the morning because you've had a good night's sleep, and that's why. You might be a night owl, and if you are, then match unitasking to that time of day. But for a lot of people, it is the morning for this reason that we've had a chance to reset. And then, when I notice that I've started to kind of do this and start scrolling on my phone, I might be 45 minutes in, I might be an hour in, might be 2 hours in, depending on the task and how I'm feeling that day. But when I notice I've started to get sort of distracted, that's when I might break my deep work and give my brain a bit of a change, because a change is as good as a rest. And that might be when I respond to emails. So that means I can do, things that are urgent. If I want to be responsive on email, I can still do those things. And at most, people have gone an hour, maybe 2 before they've had a response. And in my experience, most people are very pleasantly surprised when you respond within 2 hours. And it won't matter if it wasn't immediately. So you can still give yourself the ability to focus on one thing at a time and not be darting over to your emails all the time. So it's understanding when your high energy is and when your energy is starting to wane. Now, there is a but. In the first 5 or 10 minutes, your brain will resist you, and you'll probably find yourself doing this, and that's just good old-fashioned procrastination. So you've got to push through those first 10 minutes. So set yourself a target of doing 20 minutes of deep work. Usually by that point, you've probably pushed through the procrastination barrier, and you'll actually find that you're quite absorbed by that task. So that's my daily battle rhythm, as I always set myself up in the morning to do these unitasking tasks. And I don't do calls or anything like that during that time. I will do my calls in the afternoon, and that's quite on purpose, because it tends to be when my energy is draining a bit, and I actually get my energy back from talking to people because I'm a sociable person, believe it or not. Now, maybe you actually get your energy from quiet reflection time, but again, match the task to your energy. So that's why I tend to do my meetings in the afternoon and I don't do meetings in the morning. And then my weekly battle rhythm is that towards the end of the week, I will do less and less deep work. So on a Friday, for example, I don't give myself any kind of preparing presentation type work because I know that I've probably run out of willpower by that point and my brain is starting to feel like it's bleeding. So on those days, I have lovely meetings with my favourite clients and my favourite prospects and go for nice long lunches and maybe even have a glass of delicious wine. So I'm still working, but I'm matching the task and I'm using that to kind of re-energize and recharge and have a bit of fun because we're here for a good time, not a long time. So you might be different, of course, but I'm hoping that by sharing this weekly and daily battle rhythm, that it's triggering a few thoughts in you so that you can match your energy and your willpower to doing your deep work, and you can match lower energy and lower willpower times of the day and the week to tasks that actually kind of recharge you a little bit. And that is how to get the best out of your working day. I hope that is helpful. I would love to hear from you what you think is your peak performance, high energy time of day. There might well be that, it's worth having this conversation with people in your office, because if you all like to do morning work, then you might agree not to have meetings then, for example. But do tell me what you think. Tell me when your high energy time of day is and when you do your best deep work. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.